Ladies and gentlemen, the American Cheering Bulldog Nation, welcome to the Eric Deters Show. Well, 36.6 million viewers of the Donald Trump congressional speech. Wow. Didn't cost a nickel. And you ready for this? 76% who watched approved it. Where do you find 76% approval rating? The Democrats are ready to stroke. And are you ready for this? It doesn't stop. DJ Daniel, who they didn't stand up and clap for, went to the Oval Office yesterday and saw President Trump with his daddy. And when you can't clap for a boy who's battling cancer, who's made a Secret Service agent, man, you got problems. And here's another point that nobody's talking about, but I am. Melania Trump, radiant and happy at the event. And you know what? I don't care what anybody says. All that Trump and Melania have gone through, and I don't care what the arrangement is, I don't care what the written deal is, whatever it is. It says a lot about both of them that they're still married. Just saying. Representative Al Green, as I am recording this right now, they are getting ready for the censor vote of him. Unbelievable what he did. James Comer and Congresswoman Presley got into it big time on the sanctuary cities. The biggest 4 sanctuary city mayors testified before Comer's committee yesterday, and it was an S show. It was unbelievable. Trump plans to lay off 70,000 VA workers. Can you imagine the people collecting a check from the VA as an employee that don't do anything? And as I've been pointing out on these federal agencies, the service sucks already. So when they say, oh, if you lay all these people, the service is going to suck, it already sucks. Talk to a vet. UAW, they've endorsed Kamala Harris. They shouldn't have. They're happy about the tariffs. And you love it. Sylvester Turner, Congressman, Democrat from Texas, died shortly after attending the address relative to Donald Trump, the congressional address. Don't know why he died. I don't know if he was battling cancer or heart attack or what. Sad story. Doge is cutting off Obama a lease for the Obama Library. I love it. Mar-a-Lago. Now, folks, I bring this up because you can look at this in a negative way or a positive way or whatever. I'm a pragmatic person. I mean, when I think about that, I got a picture with President Trump for free in 2015 during the 2016 election. I got a picture for Trump for $125,000 and got to have dinner with him. And I got a picture with Trump attending the Kentucky Derby, $75,000. And what else? I think the other one was free. I think to myself, what a bargain I got. What a bargain. Trump is selling, and I'm assuming it's for the campaign or whatever, but $1 million to $5 million for a meeting at Mar-a-Lago. Wow. Now, you can look at that as a jaundiced eye, or you can look at it and say, damn, people are willing to pay that for a meeting with the President of the United States? That's crazy. Supreme Court, USAID, 5-4 decision. The United States will have to pay $2 billion. Now, for everybody, by the way, Amy Coney Barrett voted with Roberts and the other 3 liberal justices. It's unbelievable. Alito wrote a dissent that said he was shocked. I will point this out before everybody gets too excited about it. It is true that this $2 billion, whether it was a bunch of baloney or not, was for work that was already done. I think that makes a difference. Social Security. There are people collecting Social Security in this country 100 to 360 years old. That includes Nancy Pelosi. U.S. shipbuilding. Trump wants to give tax credits to get U.S. shipbuilding rolling. Sounds good to me. This is so effed up. Brian Koberger, wants the death penalty off the table because he has autism. If that jury found this guy guilty, guess what? He's getting shot. They shoot him in Utah. Kansas City Chiefs frozen bodies. They've arrested 2 people. Remember that weird story? 3 Kansas City fans frozen in their backyard. Drug dealer, fentanyl laced. That's what happened. Casey DeSantis, Ron DeSantis posted this picture of Casey DeSantis teeing off at Mar-a-Lago with Trump, golfing. There's a deal going down. Medicaid is not going to be affected. Trump has said Medicare, Medicaid. Remember, Medicare's for old, Medicaid for poor. They're not going to make the cuts. The Dems are yapping this. It's not happening. All right, as we turn to local news, Crescent Springs has arrested Robert Denham for rape. Rob Sanders, the Kenton County Commonwealth Attorney, thinks there could be others. Robert Denham, you got any dirt on him? Let him know. Kentucky tariffs. Andy Bashir's all worked up about this, how it might affect Kentucky. Well, all I got to say is this. Kentucky bourbon, doesn't it protect it? Why not, right? The Bellevue Bandit. I'm calling this guy the Bellevue Bandit because it's funny. His name is McLean Morris. He drove his car in the liquor store, Jamie, grabbed a bottle of cinnamon whiskey, take a drink of the cinnamon whiskey at the scene, and then drove off. The cops caught up to him on the Big Mac Bridge, closed traffic, but I'm calling him the Bellevue Bandit. He wanted a drink of cinnamon whiskey. Oh, I love this story. That story needs to be a cut. All right, March 22nd, out at Turfway Park will be the Jeff Ruby Stakes, and there's tickets now available. I used to go to this thing way back when the Big Tent and all that stuff. I have no interest in it anymore. World news, Hamas. Trump says, release the rest or else. Hamas says no. Hamas is about ready to get blown to smithereens like they haven't already. In the Afghan 13 that died, those Marines, they've captured the culprits that blew them up. Good news. And this is a sick story. They found 9 students beheaded, butchered, in a bag off the side of the road in Mexico. These students went missing. I tell you right now, I would never, ever, these kids go to spring break, all kinds of places. I'd be a nervous wreck. And we are cutting off intel to Ukraine as another squeeze to get this deal done. I think the deal is coming fast. In Sports Without Boundaries, this is a big news. Chargers released Bosa. Very relevant to my last sports story. Raiders are making Crosby the richest non-quarterback in the NFL. Hunter Green and the Reds lost to the Texas Rangers, but he pitched good. And the big sports news around here, Sam Hubbard, defensive line, retired after 7 years. He's got enough money. He's business. I understand his family's in business. He's like, hey, I'm done. So maybe we'll bring in Bosa from the Chargers. I'm all for that. In pop culture, this is pretty cool. Dr. Willie Soon says math has decided the existence of God. And what it is the mathematical calculations and dark matter and whatnot. They have been able to prove that everything in this earth and in universe is a design. In other words, it's not chaotic. It's just not happenstance. There's a design to it. And you can't have design without a greater intelligence, correct? You got it. And this is wild. The ozone that was leaking down in Antarctica is closing on its own. What about climate warming? It's closing on its own. And in history, big day in history in America, Britt. March 6, 1836, about 187 Texans, Tennesseans held out the Alamo. It was their last gasp, and they died to 3,000 Santa Anna's troops. I went to the Alamo a couple years ago, and it was neat. It's right in the middle of San Antonio. But the Alamo story is a fascinating story. And if you're ever in San Antonio, check it out. Finally, your Shakespeare insult of the day. Do not be a buck-washing, dog-hearted hag. Just don't be one. Be a good person. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day.